You send him 41,000 emails, 350 voice messages, 744 tweets, 48 Facebook messages.
It is November and the issue's getting very severe. It's getting worse and worse. All day, every day, no different whatsoever. I'm gonna make it very clear now that there'll probably be an hunger strike this year or early next year. It's been delayed constantly for the last few months. Every single bit of the last 15 years plus is now solely Shepcote Lane's liability. It's solely the liability of the arresting officer. There was no way whatsoever that you arrest somebody, and there's no way, it's not possible whatsoever to have arrested me for this full complaint and never acting on it, just completely branding every single video I've made, every complaint I've made, every minute or every day, branded every single bit of it a lie or false or improper. So they've essentially arrested somebody and branded my full complaint in every minute or every day as false or improper. As I've said, I've been controlled into homosexual role plays, serious high risk, and I'm not joking, serious high risk sexual humiliation, sexual degrading whilst in a controlled state. They've used me for indecent humiliation. They've controlled me into 50 assaults where I've been assaulted constantly to commit crime against me in a controlled state. I've never been in a sexual relationship, never been married, never bought a home. I've had 18 months employment in 12 years. They basically used me in a controlled state to commit crime against me in society, and Shepcote Lane have arrested me for complaining about it and then branded the full complaint as false or improper. So there's nothing really I can do, there's nothing anybody can do. It's one of the worst crimes I've ever seen. Shepcote Lane and the arresting officer have essentially covered up a crime of one of the colleagues by incriminating my complaint. I've now been left in a situation where I'm going to force suicide. There's no other option left. They're not accounting for anything whatsoever. They're not accounting for the fact I've never been in a sexual relationship. They're not accounting for the fact they've controlled me into 50 assaults in a controlled state, and 90% of them, if not more, have got nothing to do with my life. So for that reason, problem still continues, and also breaking sessions all day every day, costing me every day of my life, getting worse and worse. The amount of pressure on my jaw in the controlled state is getting that serious. I'm struggling to get up. They've completely abolished any sex power I've got, any sex prowess or any sexual tension. They've stripped every single bit of it out. Problem still continues. They've completely destroyed my life. They've opened an institutional self with the objective of costing me every day of my life and stripping my power out into it. So all day, every day, I'm subject to crippling breaking sessions internally where they're pulling my life out and internalising it, costing me every day of my life to create a controlled state. And whilst in that controlled state, they're using me to commit crime against somebody, whether it's to be assaulted, whether it's to commit sex crimes against, homosexual role plays, sadistic humiliation and crippling degrading. Basically using a human being in a controlled state to commit crime against. And when I've complained about it throughout these videos and whatever avenues I've used, South Yorkshire Police have randomly arrested me for it and then called it false or improper. For that reason, there's no doubts whatsoever it cannot be anywhere else. The South Yorkshire Police at Shepcote Lane have branded the full complaint false or improper and basically wrote off every single crime I've been a victim of in a controlled state, and in summary, allowing their colleagues to do what they want. So there's nothing much more I can do. There'll be an hunger strike rather. It's now November, so at some point this year or next year, they've been stopping me from going on it now for months, and the crippling degrading still continues, costing me every day of my life. It's every single day in a critical condition with officers committing crime against my power. My jaw is completely wide shut. They've abolished all my sex power. They've internalised every single bit of my ability to get erections. They've internalised every single bit of me to get sex power, and all day, every day, I'm subject to crippling transgressions, internally, and crippling, degrading, and breaking sessions all day, every day. Second by second state continues costing me every day of my life to commit crime against my power internally. All day, every day, over 3,000 times, I'm subject to crippling transgressions, accusations, defamation, or humiliation internally. They've created an internal punch bag, not only in society but internally.